with Tao. Constant repetition hypnotizes. Constant repetition is hypnosis. All the advertisements where millions of dollars are spent is nothing else but continuous repetition. Repetition is the way. Then when something is repeated again and again, it imprints and you become unconsciously hypnotized about it. Hypnosis is a process of pushing you into unconscious state. Then this constant repetition affects you so much that you do not pause to introspect. You see the constant repetition, the advertisement on different media. The entire education system is also hypnotic, whether it is the worldly education or the spiritual. You are constantly told that you are not the body, not the mind, but the soul. By constant repetition, it gets imprinted on your mind, but you have no experience of it at all. There is no experience of innerness. There is no experience of soul, the beingness. And then you go on parroting the scriptures. The entire education system is hypnotic. That is why for the teacher, a higher place is needed. It must be measured scientifically because there is a particular point. The way I am sitting here is the way a teacher sits in the classroom is a wrong point. This is not right. Your eyes should be in a tense looking at the teacher or the person who is at the podium, in much tension, not relaxed, and you can be easily hypnotized. So that is why the podiums are made for many performances, and the reason behind that is given so that the audience can see them. Hitler used every proportion. He had an expert committee to measure how much distance from the audience and how much height was needed so that the eyes are correctly at attention where they become easily hypnotized and sleepy. And you will be surprised in all the drama and the schools where you are given training for acting. There are speeches of Hitler, how he used to modulate his speeches are taught to every aspirant who is aspiring, who is doing the acting course in the institutes. So he had an expert committee to measure the distance from the audience and how much height was needed so that the eyes are correctly at attention where they become easily hypnotized and sleepy. and then all the lights would be put off. In Hitler's lecture hall, the only light that was on Hitler. Nobody could see anywhere else, and so you were forced to look at him. In a particular situation, at a particular distance, in a particular situation, a particular tension was created. In this tension, he would go on saying something for a while. The things that he wanted to put in your mind would be said later on. The things that he wanted to put in your mind would be said later on when the whole audience has become sleepy. Firstly, the light in the entire hall is taken off. The only light is lit is on Hitler, and there is a particular distance and the height at which Hitler was standing. So the eyes get tensed, begins to feel sleepy, and when he finds that the people are becoming sleepy, then he will send the message to hypnotize you. That is why Hitler's voice modulation and his messages hypnotize the people. How they have invented subliminal advertising in films. As you watch a film, between two scenes, just a fraction of a second, the advertisement will be flashed. You are watching a show on the television. Between two scenes, the advertisement is flashed. You will not be able to read it. You will not even know what has happened. Simply watching the film. Suddenly, for a few seconds, the advertisement will be there, but you will not be continuously aware of it. Only 2 persons in 100 can feel that something has happened. Only those who have been very keen eyes can feel that something was in between, but it imprints on your mind. 98% will not feel it, but the unconscious has read it and it has entered you. So when we used to advertise, the advertisement was for 10 to 15 seconds only, but it comes in such a manner that unconsciously it gets engraved onto your mind, and before you could realize it is engraved on your mind, now you are looking for that product. 98% will not feel it, but the unconscious has read it. It is the unconscious mind that reads it. It entered you. There was one experiment about it in an American film. They flashed a particular brand of cold drink. On the screen, something new, subliminal advertisement. Only 2% of the people became aware that there was an advertisement. 98% were fully unaware that advertisement has just flashed. But in the interval, many people went out and asked for that drink. It was an experiment done in an American movie. They were not aware that there had been an advertisement because it has been so fast, So advertisement is always done in such a fast manner that before you could realize it was an advertisement, it has finished. 10 to 15 seconds. Sometimes it is just 5 seconds. So when we were advertising for our business, I used to wonder, why is it so? Then I realized that it has to work on your unconscious mind. When a child hears a sound or a jingle, it engraves on his or her unconscious mind, and he asks for that. There was a particular incident when we were advertising for toys for during the Christmas season. So while the advertisement was being recorded, there was a battery operated dog, and as soon as you turn on the battery, the dog started moving, and my son, who was just 2 years of age, crawled on his knee, crawled to capture the dog, and just 5 to 7 seconds, between 5 and 10 seconds, and that has unconsciously imprinted on the minds of the children and the parents that they were coming for the same dog. So this was the strategy of the advertising company. They said, this is the way, this is the item we want to advertise in this particular manner. Then, as I said, there was an experiment about it in an American film. They flashed a particular brand of cold drink on the screen, something new. Only 2% of the people became aware that there was an advertisement. 98% were fully unaware of it. But during the interval time, people went out and asked for the same drink. They were not aware that there has been an advertisement because it has been so fast. Hypnosis is all around. Education uses it, politics uses it, the market strategies uses it, everyone, the religious people uses it, everyone is using it. And if you are not aware, then you are a victim of this hypnosis. Then you have to dehypnotize, which is the meditation, is the process to dehypnotize. Become aware. If you become aware, you can use it not to hypnotize others, but to dehypnotize yourself. Yes, as far as business is concerned, it is needed. But as far as life is concerned, there are two different things. As far as inner life is concerned, then it is not needed. It is needed to dehypnotize yourself. And you have to create a balance between inner and outer life. And if you can become completely dehypnotized, you are free, you are liberated. And there is no conflict between meditation and hypnosis for you. Meditation is the dehypnotizing process which dehypnotizes you from anything creating an imprint or impression on your unconscious mind. But entire education, worldly or the religious, is based on hypnotizing or creating the impressions on your unconscious mind. Enough for now, as I am not going to start something new. Let this come to an end, and then we'll continue next week again. Until then, take care. Do have a pleasant day.